Some time ago, I learned a valuable lesson. Stupidity and the feeling of invincibility would eventually lead to real consequence. Many may hear the story and say, well, duh, you're an idiot, and you had it coming. I'll agree. But growing up with conservative parents and sheltered ideals would indeed only lead to my rebellious nature. To summarize, when you're 16, you just tend to do stupid shit. When you're 16, somebody... Alright, let's please not go down the road, because even I'm feeling awkward after that. Anyway, the best friends I had at the time were met through semi-forced church attendance via my mother. She wanted to make sure I went to church. I was kind of curious about God or a God, but to be honest, the friendships I gained were the reason I stayed and kept going. I really didn't have an interest in the whole religion thing. Now, we had done a fair amount of stupid stuff before, but tonight, it would be a little different. It was a cold winter night, late December. We were hanging out at my friend's girlfriend's house, just trying to figure out what to do for the night. The youngest of our destructive trio said, well, do you guys want to light a fire? An enticing invitation resonated between us. But what or who would suffer our flames of youth? Portapotties, I said? For those of you not familiar with the portapotty term, they're a portable bathroom that you see on construction sites or at large outdoor concert events. You know, you go number 1 or number 2, and they usually smell really weird. Anyway, my hipfire suggestion of portapotties was accepted by the rest of our church-going group. Naturally, I would be the driver, as I had the fastest car, an old 89 T-Bird with a 302 V8 engine. We gathered the tools necessary for the night, a healthy dose of stupidity, and a jerry can full of gasoline. So we set out on our journey, 3 amigos displaying both a literal and figurative middle finger to the world, but mostly towards porta-potties. We approached our first victim, a new construction site fresh in its birth, still founded firmly in a dirt landscape. The porta-potty took its last drink of life, gasoline. A match would seal its fate, and flames rose up and destructed the plastic comfort of this lonely bathroom. My friends dashed towards the solace of my ride, anxiously as they fled the murder scene of Mrs. Portapotty. We drove away, laughed hysterically, in attempts to overshadow the extreme amounts of adrenaline flowing through our pyro-loving veins. Of course, one porta-potty could never be enough. We scoured the area and did a few more. The last stop, though, is where our fate would be sealed.
We lit our last porta-potty on fire. It felt great. We rushed out of there and tried to go home, forget our mistakes. We turned left on the main road, just trying to get home. Flashing lights passed us by, there goes Popo behind us, baby. Please don't turn around, Mr. Popo man, I just wanna go home. Please don't turn around, Mr. Popo man, I just wanna go home. We've had a long life full of destruction, just don't turn around, I wanna go home. Please, 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 please.
Fuck. Well, we never made it past those flashing lights. They pulled a 180, and I gave in after a brief thought of gunning it. I pulled into the Arby's parking lot and awaited my fate. Their guns were drawn. I followed their instructions carefully. Later, they would laugh as my ginger fro exited from the vehicle with my hands up, along with my comrades. After paying a few $1,000s in restitution fees, 100 hours of community service, and a year of probation, I finally learned my lesson. I was no longer invincible, and my poor choices had finally caught up with me. But boy, was it fun.